Hello everybody, it's Jim the Gentleman Crafter, and today I'm going to go over how to make my thin house minis. This month's house is called the Arbor house, and I just love it. I think it's a fun house this month. And Arbor house because it has an arbor on the top, and it's got these cute little flower boxes on the front. And so if you've never seen one of my thin house minis, you take off the top, take off the bottom, open it up, and there's a mini inside usually. So anyway, that's that. So I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. I'm going to go from beginning to end, so you may need to fast forward through some parts that you don't want to watch or don't have patience to watch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're grabbing a piece of cardstock that comes in the kit, and we're going to cut it down to, actually let me go grab it. It's over here. Grab your trimmer, and I'm going to cut two pieces that are 1 by 8s. But I'm just going to go ahead and do the 12s for right now. So 1 by 8s, and then by 8. Like that. 8. And this one to 8. I like to go ahead and get these just done and out of the way. These will be the hinges for our two panels we're going to put on in a second. So I'm going to score these down the length at 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to put, I have some 3/8 inch tape. I'm going to put that on each side. Okay, put all my tools away over here. And then grab my tape. I'm going to need my scissors. I'm going to put tape on each side of the scored line with my glasses on. Like that. And this side, on this side of the scored line. And do it again. So again, these are 8s, 8-inch pieces. I was thinking to myself what was so weird. It's because I usually have the TV on and the machine's going and puppies here and dogs here, and I was trying to figure out why it was so quiet. Here we go. So my two structure strips are made. Then out of your kit, you're going to grab your two larger pieces. One's the base, the engraved side's the top. Then you're going to have 3 that are very similar. If you'll stack them up, you can see that there's one that's larger that's going to be the outside. So I'm not going to deal with that just yet, but I'm going to grab my 2 side pieces and that and that. And this, again, this is going to be the house. It's going to be the Arbor house. It's going to be available soon. It's done. The tutorial is written. I just need to get it up online. But I was thinking it's Easter weekend and nobody's going to be at home, and so I might as well just wait until next week. But I'm going to go ahead and get the video done now, so maybe people would be interested or be excited about this project. They're really easy to make. I've done really well with them, and I'm glad to share it with you. So here we go. So I'm going to start with my longer side pieces that are pre-cut in your kit, and I'm going to glue. And I must say I've had some caffeine today, this morning. It's probably almost lunchtime actually now. And anyway, so I'm gluing that long edge. I'm going to put it down on top of the base piece, flush with the edge. So I'm going to kind of get it lined up there. I'll show you in a second. Get it set for a second. It doesn't take long to set, at least to work with it. And so there's that L kind of. Okay, see how it's on top of it? So I put it down on top of it and flush with this edge. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for the opposite side. And you want to use your glossy accents for this. That's also in your kit, which is what I'm using right now. It's good stuff. It's like, you know, it's gluey. I mean, it's shiny, but it's good stuff. I mean, it will really hold this project together. And be strong. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it set for a second. Okay, so left long side, right long side. Now I'm gonna do my short top and bottom pieces, and I'm gonna do that on the left, the right. Prissy wants to come in. I have a new puppy, and she's at the door, and I'm supposed to have somebody babysitting, but it's not working. So I'm gonna put that right down in between the two long pieces and down on the base piece. I'm gonna come up like this is what I like to do. Kind of get it all even and yummy, and then put it down and kind of hold it for a second. Okay, don't have to hold it too long, just enough to get it to set. And then I'm gonna go and do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So left side, right side. Again, I've had caffeine this morning. I can't even keep my hands from shaking. Okay, I'm going to put this down in between that and this. Lock it in and hold it in place. Got a new camera, so I'm hoping that the volume will be so much better. I taped a video the other day for the first time in a long time, and I didn't realize it just wasn't loud enough. It made me crazy. I can't stand to watch YouTube videos and I can't hear them. And I've got it all cranked up and can't hear. So hopefully this is better. So the bottom of the box is made. Now we're going to put the cover on. So this is the top, okay? I just set it on top like that. And this side we want flush with this edge. This side's going to have an 1/8 inch overhang. Okay, because not only are we going to add magnets here to close this flap, but this flap is going to be there. So we've got the flap and the magnet, so this is going to have a little bit of overhang on this side, but this side we want to be flush. Okay, and this is going to be the left side of the house. Here's the front door. So here's the front door. I'm working on this side. Okay, so I'm going to put that kind of really flush and even as good as I can. Like right now, I'm going to grab my structure strip. And pick. My picks are so dirty. And pull up the tape backing on both sides. Okay, my trash can's across the room. Okay, and then I'm going to put this down on here. Kind of hold this with one hand. Put this at this corner. Stick it to that corner. And then make a commitment. And seal it. Okay? Now for the other side, I'm going to go ahead and get my structure strip because this is going to flap open like that. I'm going to get this ready. Pull off both the tape backings. Alright. Oh, trash can's over there. And put this back up. Put this over on top. This is this larger, it's a wider flap. Okay, I'm just going to set it on top. As flush as I can get it, on lining it on each side. I'm going to try to hold it down, and I'm going to really just kind of tape it to the front side, and then I'm going to kind of detach to the back a little bit. It's not going to go all the way because this is sitting flatter down. This flap is sitting lower, and so I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to make a commitment and push it down. Okay? All right, next thing is in your kit you'll find the two magnet sets, okay? And what I like to do is put them together. So I've got a negative and minus, a negative and a positive, okay? And I'm going to pull the tape backing off of one side first, like that. And then I'm coming up about, 3/4 of an inch. You can eyeball this, and about over an inch and a half. I'm going to do the same thing for the opposite side. Pull one of the tape backings up and stick it down. This is going to be covered with paper, so if you don't get them exactly aligned, no biggie. Okay, I'm going to go back and pull these the backings off of this side of the magnet. Okay, I'm bringing my lid over. I'm setting it down. I'm kind of burnishing it in, letting it stick. I'm going to open it back up, and they're in the right spots. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to just kind of push these in a little bit better so that they'll hold. Okay, so that is done. I mean, really, we have got to make the base and the roof, but then the main part of the box is done, which is awesome. Okay, so we're going to go for our main paper, which is that rosy, pretty paper here. Okay, and this is, I think this is Bloom. Yeah, I think I'm almost positive this is called Bloom by Graphic 45. It's a really beautiful collection this year. Okay, I'm going to try to do the best. So I'm aligning it. You can see how it perfectly matches the engraved areas, okay? And so I'm going to bring this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. But I'm going to try to line up the engravings with the paper that matches. Like that. I'm sorry I'm taking so much time, but I want it to be kind of right. Okay. All right, that's on. Let me brush it down a little bit with my fingers. Okay, now we're going to add, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the blue parts that's in your kit, the blue papers. It's a small blueprint like that, okay? And I'm just going to put them into their matching areas. So this looks wide, it didn't fit there. I know it fits here, so I'm going to put that down like that. Okay, these are longer, so the tops are longer than the bottom panels. See, this is shorter. This section is shorter, so I know these go up here. And again, it doesn't really matter if this is up or down because the pattern's so small. It doesn't matter as far, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter which way you put this on. The pattern's pretty much about the same thing. So I'm going to glue these into their respective areas. It's a small one. Okay. Another large panel at the top. And these sections here are going to be for the flower boxes, which we're going to add. We're going to have to put more pieces together, and we'll add them later. So it's coming. But they're going to be blank for right now. And then the next thing we want to do, again, use whatever glue you have. I like to use Arbor, because it's quick and easy for me, but use whatever glue you have that makes you happy. Okay, I'm going to get my trash can. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. Gotta grab it. Hold on. All right. Okay. Now, next thing we're going to do is there is a rose or floral paper that's flipped on the back side of your matching paper here, but I wanted to go with the floral side. Okay. Of course, you can use the other side if you want, whatever side you want. But I like this just because I want the door to stand out a little bit more. So I'm putting that in. So easy, because it all goes into the engraved area. It's just easier to me. Okay, now we're going to add the chipboard. Okay, so grab your windows, your two windows. Okay, I pre-papered mine because I didn't want to sit here and do that while y'all were waiting for me. And because I don't want this video to be 4 hours. So I'm going to take my windows, I'm going to cover them with my paper. You can do it either way, actually. You can glue the chipboard down first and then put the papers on, or you can put the papers on before you glue them down. Whatever way you'd like to go. And then I'm just going to take some glossy, you can use PVA glue for this. It's better if you lay this on its side. That way it won't get so clogged or dry up so fast. Okay, so I'm just going to use some dots of glue because I'd almost use PVA glue because you don't want this to shine on your good paper. So I'll just probably use a white glue or something that's kind of matte. So I'm going to go to that. Okay, so I've got my PVA glue now in this little bottle. So I'm going to just line the backs. This just takes a little bit more time. Okay, I'm just going to line that and then I'm matching it up. Everything matches except for this bottom panel, and I'll show you in a second. size-wise. So this fits perfectly on that. This is bigger, so you just kind of have to center it on, okay? I notice I say that a lot too, okay. But I say that to myself. Okay, Jimbo, what are we doing next? What's the next step? What are we doing? Okay, okay, okay. This is actually, this paper goes this way. I'm going to put this down here on this window. I'm going to look, sorry, look, my head's in the way. I had to see what I was doing. And then I'm going to do this on this one. Ooh, shaky bottom. And here I am having a sugar-free Red Bull along with it. Goodness gracious. Okay, this is the bottom panel I was telling you about. Just kind of, you want the inside paper to be lined up. Oops, actually you don't. Actually you do. So that goes kind of right in there. Okay, remember you've got a knob, a hitch fastener that's going to go right there, so you want to bring it down just a little bit. Okay, all right, last one. Okay, I'm going to put that here. All right, and then I'm going to go for my door frame. And again, I covered that with the paper already, but this is the door frame, and it's a tiny little thing. I know. It's a little bit too tiny sometimes, these little details, but I think details are what make the project to me. Okay, got that, and this is going to go up and on to the door. A little bit of coaxing. It's so thin. And the humidity out here and stuff like that kind of bends chipboard and does weird things to it, so I'll get that to set a little bit, move that over a little bit. Okay, so that's really the inside, the outside. We're going to do our flower boxes in a second. But let's go ahead and work on our arbor first, okay? Actually, you know what? Let's not. Let's go ahead and do all the other sides. So I'm going to take down my sides, or adhere the pieces to the sides. Again, you're going to have one side that's thicker than the other, so I need to watch that. And I think these are thinner. So I'm just going to stand up because I have to just have to stand to kind of get things straight. Ink your edges if you want to ink your edges. Okay, one side done. This is that bigger side. So I'm going to put that down here. Okay, you can open this up and do this thinner side if you want. I don't do the insides, I don't pre-cut the insides in my kit because that's where your book goes, and I think your book is so personal. How you want to make it, you know, you get the paper and stuff to make it, and you get the pages and stuff, but in the kit. But I don't do that for you because I think it's something you need to figure out. You know what I mean? Something that goes along with your book. I'm sure. Am I covering up the? Oh, here's my tummy. Hello, tummy. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, and then there's one more. Throw that away. Alright, I tried to get these adhesive on the back of it so you would have to sit there and watch me roll them through the machine. Okay, so all my sides are done. Actually, I needed the back. And it's going to be in this paper. Again, you can use whatever side you want. I'm going to put that on the back side. I can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, so all the outsides are done on this. Now I can work on these dimensional things. Okay, back down. Alright, I'm going to work on my arbor. And here's the arbor piece, okay? And I think, did I do those? Yeah, I did. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna cover my arbor on the front and back with the same paper. Kind of line it up. Okay, no more coffee before I do videos then. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, I'm going to cover it on the exact opposite side. Same paper. Okay, done. So then I'm going to grab my 3 brackets. Okay, there's 3 of them. And again, I covered them with paper and I covered them on front and back. I did that already to save us some time here. I'm going to actually grab my glossy because this is, I really want this to stick really well. So I know that that's going to go down that way, so I want to make sure this is the back. Oh, I'm going to do it on the this long edge right here. You have a short edge here and a longer edge. I'm doing it on the longer edge. Okay, I'm going to put one on the left and right, all the way flush to the back. See, I want this to be flush because I want to install it to the wall like that. Okay, the wall's here. But I want to install it to the wall, so I'm going to put glue here and on the back sides of these brackets. So I want these to be as flush to the back side as possible. So I'm going to grab another one and I'm going to put this one on the opposite end. Get a little bit more glue on there. Alright, and I'm going to push it, make sure I'm lining it up. I want the brackets to be in the same position as far as they're heading the right way. You know what I mean? Just like me to do it this way and go, oh, you know what, that's backwards. So I'm going to put it this way. Again, flush to the edge, just like we did the boxes. Flush to the edge and all the way to the back. Like that. Like that. Can y'all see that better? And then I'm going to take this last one and I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to put it in the middle. I'm just going to eyeball it. But I want to make sure it's in the middle, so I'm going to set it down. And I'm going to make sure it's flush to the back, and it is. Hold that for a sec. Alright, there's my 3. All ready to go. Okay? So I'm going to bring my house back over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue down each one of these short ends, and not too heavy again, because it's glossy accents. It will add shine. Not might, it will. So don't get too glue heavy. I'm going to hold it like this. I'm going to put it right in this opening. See that opening right here? I'm going to put it right in that opening that's cut out in your paper. And stick it to it. Adhere it to it. Let that sit for a second. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this out of the way and let's start building our little flower boxes, okay? So flower box, this is what we want to end up with, basically. Okay, it's 3-sided. And so I'm going to take my one that's engraved, which is your front. Okay, don't worry about the engraving. I'm going to take this littler piece and I'm going to put glue along that long bottom edge. I'm going to set it just like a box. I'm going to set it down on top of it and flush with the edge. Doesn't matter what side, what long side you use, just flush with the edge. And these little fiddly pieces can make you crazy. But so just have a little patience and let it glue. Okay? And you've got these little squares. Okay? You just want to do an L glue. One on the bottom, one on the side. I'm going to take this piece and I'm buttoning it up into it. Just like that. Can you see that? Like this. Okay? Just trying to make sure you really want to be out on the edge on this. Because we're going to make some flowers and the flowers are cut just to go in here. So you want to make sure it's not in more. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I can't see my glasses. Yeah, there we go. You just want to make sure it's pretty flush on the edge, because those little, I call them cartridges, the little flowers have the little square rectangle bases that fit right in there perfectly. And so you kind of really got to watch this part. Just make sure you're out. Nothing to worry about. Just make sure you're out on the edge, just as flush as you can be. Okay? All right, I'm going to let this sit for just a sec. Okay? I'm going to grab my papers that cover this. Okay, and they're small, so they're in your kit. And they're laying around, so just make sure you look for them. Okay, I'm going to start with my engraved area, because I know that's the front. The front gets a piece that looks just like this piece, right? Except the front is wider, and of course it's going to match. So I'm going to take this, and I'm gluing it, gluing it, gluing it, gluing it. And I'm going to put this on top. Okay, and then I'm going to take this, and it goes in the bottom. It goes in the chipboard shape, and not the edge. Like that. It doesn't cover the whole piece, it just covers the chipboard shape. That's the way I cut it. Okay, and then this one, again, I'm just working with this chipboard shape, which is this little square, and I'm putting glue on it. And then these tiny little, crazy little papers go on each end here. Other side. All right. Sorry, I was looking at my dogs. Seeing if they are doing okay. All right. All right, done. All right, in your kit, then you've got a thinner little frame. It's not as thick as your other chipboard pieces. This is actually medium weight chipboard. When I work with it now, I go, I can't believe that that's medium weight chipboard. It seems so thin. I like working with a thicker chipboard. So I'm going to put that down my frame. On that wider side, of course, if you tried it on here, it really wouldn't fit. You just went on that plain front wider side. Okay? And then there is a paper frame in the same trim color. Okay? I'm going to glue this. And then I put that to it. And we're going to start on the flowers. Okay, I think it might be easier to go ahead and stick the flowers in with these off than if they were glued to the side of the house. So I'm going to set these aside for right now. Okay, let's go over to the flowers. In your kit, you'll see you have these weird little rectangles, and you've got 2 extras. Okay, then you have this leaf, and you have a flower, and you have what I'm calling a geranium. Okay, so basically I painted these, went ahead and painted these, but I painted this green because it's just leaves in the background. I painted this orange with a Posca paint pen, and then I went back and added some white details to it. Same thing here, I painted this pink, and I just went back and dotted it, and then I kind of went back and I highlighted the leaves a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my leaves first. I'm going to grab my little rectangles that are in your kit, and I'm just going to add some glue to the backside. And the thing is, again, what I was trying to tell you, these are made to fit in these boxes like perfectly. So if you've got this way out of line here, anyway, what you want to do is you want to glue that to it, these little rectangles to it, because we're adding dimension. And so I'm just trying to line this up as good as I can. I'm going to use the corner of my table, which you can't see. Well, let's use this box, let's say. And I'm saying this is my table. I'm just making sure that those are straight. Okay. Then the next part is I'm going to grab my, actually I'm grabbing the glue, put a little bit more glue on, just a lot of glue, and put my flowers on the next section. Okay, again, trying to make sure these are all aligned pretty well at the bottom. Makes a perfect rectangle if you're doing it good. Good job. What you want to do, what you will. Okay, again, glue just toward the bottom. I'm going to add another rectangle. Put it down. Okay, line it up. Looks pretty good. And then another bit of glue. And I'm going to add my geraniums on top. Okay, so there is my flower box with dimension. Here, let's see if I can show you. Where am I? Right there. See how it's got dimension in between each layer? So that'll be kind of fun. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them. I already have the second one done. I'm going to take them and just add a little bit of glue to the bottom and pray that they fit. I may have to coax them a little bit. I'm going to push them up to the front edge. Like that. See how it's open in the back? Fine. I'm not going to see that, so I don't care. So I just want this to be flush to the front. Okay? Do that with the other one. Putting a pretty good juicy bit of glue on that one. See, this one's a little tight, so I'm going to try to force it in. You might want to wait until these dry a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So you can have more force to push them in. But there's my boxes. Okay, so I'm going to take my house, bring my house back over. If you've got extra of these, don't worry about that, that's just trash. Bring it over. I'm going to add glue to the 3 chipboard edges. Like that. Okay, I'm going to line it up with these open spaces in the paper. Adhere it down. Do the same thing over here. And then we're going to go to the roof, because the front of the house is done. Oops, a little crooked there. Work on that real quick. There we go. Cool. All right. Hitch fastener goes here. That's in your kit. All right, it's just for a doorknob, or you can put it on this side. Just depends if you want a lefty or righty. Okay, and then I'm going to do the roof. So roof section. All right, we're back to plain chipboard. And basically, you've got bases and tops. Let me tell you how to, this is your roof, okay, because it's got that scored line down the middle. Okay, you've got interior top and your base piece. So how you pick, I know that these are going to be for my roof, so I'm going to put that with my interior top. Okay. I know that there are these little ones that are, what are they, 3/8 inch probably, on each side. On each side. You got 2 of those, 2 longer ones, 2 thinner ones. I know that those go with my roof as well. Okay, then I can take all my long ones, there's 4 long ones, put them up like that and see which one is longer. Okay, you want the longer ones for the roof. So I'm going to set these, go ahead and set these with the base, because I know there's a base. Same thing with these. I'm going to line them up and see which one's the longer. I'm going to take those are the roof, the shorter go with the base. Okay? So I'm going to set my base aside, and I'm going to start my roof. So we're basically building a box again. So I'm going to take these, actually, we're going to build a frame. So I'm going to take one of the long pieces, okay? And this is the part you just want to be a little patient with. You may have to go have a cup of coffee after you make this and let it dry and set pretty well, because this sits down on top of it right here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to marry these two together like that. Okay, on the very edge, just like a box. But I'm going to do it down so I can have a little bit more control over it. And see where I'm lining it up. And push it down. So I'm building vertically, and so it's a little bit harder, but I think it's about the best way to do it. And my other side, opposite side, same thing. Out to the very edge, not up against it, but on top of it. I'm lining it up as good as I can. I'm pushing it down really good, because these are weak joints at the moment. When this sets, this will set. I mean, it's going to be good and solid. You know what I mean? So, but for right now, it's a little weak. So So I'm going to do that, okay, and then I'm going to take these while it's on its end, and I'm going to put glue on each end that are pointing up toward me. I'm going to set this down, and then I've got enough time to go over and figure out which, it's to align it. So I'm going to go over here, line it up pretty good. I'm going to this side, lining it up. Okay, and this is where I was telling you, this is a good point where if you really needed to go grab some coffee, go ahead and let this dry pretty good. Because it's very flimsy at this moment. It'll be really strong in a second. But you can have some coffee, or you can work on this next section. Basically, we're going to take these little pieces, and I'm going to grab some tape, 1/4 or 1/8 or whatever you got, whatever kind you got. And actually, you could glue these too, but this gives me something to do while I'm waiting for that to dry. So I'm going to cover one side with tape. Doesn't matter which side. So just one side on all four. I'm going to have 2 longer, 2 shorter. Okay. And this is where I'm going to take a little bit of a break to let that dry for a second. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I literally just went to go check on the dogs. Everybody's fine. So that's about all you need. Just some time just to give it a little bit of strength and some setting time. Okay, because it does want to go cattywampus. So we're going to force things into it, and that's the thing, is that we need to have it a little set, a little bit more set. So I'm going to take my longer one first, my longer interior stick, and I'm going to put it down toward the bottom. Can y'all see that? You can't really see that. I'll show it to you in a second. So I'm going to put it down toward the bottom. I'm going to push it all the way to the bottom. Oh, sorry. All the way to the bottom. Okay, and then push it up to the side. So I'm doing that. Can y'all see that? Let me take off my glasses. Here we go. See how it's flush to the bottom here? Oh, almost glued together. And then up against the side. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing. We want to put it all the way to the bottom. Okay, same thing for the opposite side. And turn it around, work on this side, all the way down to the bottom, like that, and then I'm going to push it up against the wall. Okay, I'm going to do the short ends next. We're just making a layer put in our roof piece. This is where I'm saying you kind of have to force it in there. It's cut perfectly to fit. And so I'm pushing it down into the bottom, down into the bottom. There we go. See it down here at the bottom? And then I'm going to push it up against that wall. And I want to make sure they're all level, okay, before you really adhere it. And this might be a good thing to do with glue. I do it with tape, but might be a good thing to do with glue, so you'll have a little wiggle room. Same thing on the opposite side. Push it down to the bottom and up against the wall. So now I have another layer all the way around, making rims on all sides. Okay? So now I'm going to take my glue. If it'll come out, maybe. Yeah, it's still open. Oh, bad gluer today. And I'm going to line all those top edges with glue. Just like that. Okay? And then I'm going to take my piece that says interior top. I'm going to sit it down in there. Okay? It's not a completely perfect fit. It's got a little room around all the sides. So don't worry about that. Just make sure you get it on all 4 of those top edges. Okay? So that is done. Now I'm going to take my roof piece, which was this one. I'm going to gently bend it into shape. Okay? I'm going to stick it in here and see how does it look. Yep. It's about the angle I need it to be. So I'm going to take my pieces, my triangle pieces, okay? The triangle pieces point in, so like that, okay? This takes a little bit of holding too for the glue to set. So I'm going to put glue on the top two edges that point upward. Okay, I'm doing nothing to the bottom. So just this edge and that edge. I'm going to put this down on my work surface. This is what I found the easiest. And I'm bringing this up to it. Okay, wait, too much pressure there. There we go. Until it kind of sets, and then I'm going to pull it up and hold it. Like that. Again, this takes a second. And if I was video editor smart, I would fast forward through this, so maybe I can figure that out. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing for this other side. I'm gluing the top two edges. And putting it down, bring this over to it. We'll look there for a second, bringing it up. You don't want to put it down there too long because it'll stick to your work surface. Okay, just kind of grab it, hold it. Well, it's not going to work, is it? Okay, I'm going to re-glue because I've probably wasted all my glue everywhere. So re-gluing those top edges. And again, these arrows won't matter. You can put them on outside or inside because you're going to cover them with paper. Anyway, push that down in there a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm going to hold it in place. Okay. So take your time with this one. Obviously, I'm trying to rush for you guys, so I want you all to see everything, but really hold it and get a good stick. Now this is coming apart, so it's just not going to be a friendly side. Okay. So again, maybe I can rush through this with a fast forward button, and maybe I won't. So don't blame me if I don't. Okay, so I'm going to call that kind of glued. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue all along the bottom edges. And more on this higher ridge. It's not completely flat, so I'm going to put it more on the higher ridge that will hit the surface of the interior top. Since I'm gluing it down here or in the middle, it's not going to stick as much as if you could do it on this higher ridge. And when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a little bit higher elevation on this one side, or on both these longer sides. Okay, I'm going to take it and I'm going to make a commitment and I'm gluing it in. It's a tight fit. Okay, just like that. So I've got my roof, my sides, still need to glue a little bit, and I'm done with my top. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let that dry for a second. I'm going to work on the base. And the base is so much easier. Okay, so I've got my base piece, my two longer pieces, and my two shorter pieces. And this is basic box building. So it's what we've done so many times, and I'm going to just put a bead of glue down this long edge, like that. I'm putting it on top of and flush with the edge. Like that. And in your, you're going to get a tutorial with this, so you'll know. You can go step by step that way as well. All right. So on to the little sides. So I'm going to glue left side and right side and bottom like that. Of course, I wish I had my glasses on. I wouldn't not doing anything good on top of my head. So I'm pushing it down like that, try to get it even. And then I'm holding each side and down on the top. Okay, this side. So left, right, and bottom. I'm putting it on top of and between the two long pieces. Like that, and holding for a second. And that's the base. Wasn't that easy? Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the roof and cover it with paper. So that's the base. All right, set that away. Go bring my roof back over. I'm going to get my paper ready to go. So for the roof top, you got this piece in your kit, and I'm going to grab my scoreboard. Let's see how wide it is. It's 4.5, so that's 2.25. I'm going to score it down the middle at 2.25. Okay. And then I'm going to fold it. I didn't really score that good enough. I'm so afraid sometimes to push too hard on the top part. And fold it in half. Okay, like that. All right. I'm going to take this and you know, I'm going to run it through the Xyron. You could tape the back of it. You can glue it down. I'm just going to run it through here real quick. Again, if you're inkers on any of this, you can always ink the edges if you want to. I didn't on this. So I'm going to go around this real quick. Sorry, I should have had this done, but I wanted to show you how to score it in the middle. And then I'm going to pull this off. Throw this away. Grab this. Pull it off. And put it on. And then I'm going to be working with the, I'm pushing it down in there. But at the same time, I really want it to be even. I might do this. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to grab my two end pieces. This is where, that's what that looks like. I'm sorry I didn't show you. This is going to be my front, I guess. They both look like they're kind of... Anyway, I'm going to grab my end pieces, and this is going to be the floral this time. Went with that. I'm sorry, end pieces, Jimbo. These are the end pieces. You probably have to trim these down. If you can, it was meant, if it's too tight here, which I can already tell mine is, it just depends on how well you glue this end piece in, okay? You can sometimes slide this in, but I can already tell that this is going to be too tight, so I'm probably going to have to take off about, 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to use my scissors. It's more like 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to cut that down, see if that'll go on. It does. So I'm going to take this and put it here, and adhere that to that edge. Okay, like that. Same thing on the other side. I'm pretty much sure, yeah, it's glued to it. I'm going to have to do the same thing, but 1/8 of an inch off. See if it'll fit. It does. And adhere that on. Okay? Then back to the floral. I'm going to put this on the front. And I see this has got lettering, so I'm going to see if I can get the lettering to go up and down. I'm going to put this on this edge. Okay. Do the other long side. This has got lettering too, and it looks like it goes this way. Okay, I'm going to do my short ends. Same thing on the other side. Line it up and adhere it down, and that is the roof. Okay, so why this is recessed down obviously, is for this to sit down on it. Okay, I'm going to turn this way. Okay, like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the base. And then I am going to leave it there. You've got the tutorial for the mini book that goes inside. But I just wanted to show you how to do the basic houses. All the houses every month are going to be the same thing. The covers change. The front parts change. So if you got this down, you just got it down really good. I'm using the green down here. And the minis, the same shape. Every month as well. And then of course the papers change. You can do the papers the way you want. And you get extra papers in your kit to make the mini inside. The pages are pre-cut. They're kind of fluted on one end. And again, if this bothers you, go ahead and cover it. It'd probably be nicer to be covered. These are short. There we go. Alright, so that's my base. Alright, and so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my feet that come in the kit, the Graphic 45 ball and claw, antique brass claw feet. These are, every month you'll get the same feet so that always the houses match. It's just going to be a different type house every month. And I guess they've done well because they're easy to make. Again, what do we spend? Not that much time. I mean, you're going to have to spend a little bit more time to do the mini, but they're pretty easy to put together. Here it is. And I'm going to take my ball feet. I'm sorry, yeah, ball and claw. I'm putting a little bit of glue up that channel over to that angle, little dot, big circle. Can't really see what I did. I'm turning this over, putting it down on the corner, and you really have to hold these for a while. Okay, I'm adding force top down here with my finger, and these two going into the corner. I'm going to do that for all four corners. Okay, so I'm going to try to hurry this along here. So they may fall off in a second when I turn this over. So you want to take your time and do this and hold it and let it set. You know, I don't know if the lighting's... It's really dark. Is it dark on this side? Okay. Also, these may be a little too tall. Okay, sorry you'll have to sit here and watch this, but we're almost there, almost there. Okay, glue, dot, dot, circle, corner, down. Okay, and again, if you are interested in this kit, it's at the, if you want to go to thegentlemancrafter.com, at the very top on the tabs, it says store. Store will take you over to my store. Obviously, or shop. I think it's a shop or store, I can't remember. And it'll take you over to the store, and there they are. And they are, again, we do this every month, and this is the first time I've done a video, and I hope y'all like it. I hope it helps. Again, I had a really wonderful email from a lady who said she's a visual learner and she'd really like to see it done. So that's it. So that's my base, okay, like that. And I put my house down in it, like that, and it's done. Okay, so that's how we make it. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching, and go over to the shop if you want to, and it's thegentlemancrafter.com. And then the shop tab at the top if you're interested. All right, this month's house, the Arbor house. Talk to you later. Thanks so much.